We got more Tesla FUD today. This time it is about full self-driving. James, who is generally a bull long-term on Tesla stock, although he does criticize Elon Musk very strongly, and he's a big skeptic of full self-driving, by the way, as well, although he loves the megapacks and the Lathrop manufacturing facility. He's very bullish on that. He is saying piece in Reuters today that video was clearly staged and marketed poorly at best, fraudulently at worst. Don't shoot the messenger. Take Elon's FSD forecast with a massive grain of salt. Tesla may get there someday, but we are years away, if ever. And that sparked quite a disagreement on Twitter here, so let's actually dive into this article that started it all here. Tesla video promoting self-driving was staged. When you do a demo, aren't you supposed to show what's possible? Isn't that what everyone does? But the most important part is right here. The intent of the video was not to accurately portray what was available for customers in 2016. It was to portray what was possible to build into the system, a Tesla engineer said, according to a transcript of his testimony. We'll review the video from 2016 as well, but nowhere can I see where it says that this is what every Tesla can do right now. Not even close. Here is what Elon himself said about that video. Tesla drives itself, no human input at all, through urban streets to highway to streets, then finds a parking spot. Tesla still has this video up, so let's take a look what's in the video. Okay, and here we are going now. See how the person is holding his hands so close to the steering wheel? You know that person is scared for his life. Ooh, and that's quite harsh. And why do you show these? That's completely unnecessary. That was so fast. These are totally unnecessary, probably because the steering wheel is doing this, so they don't want to show you how scary it actually looks. I mean, holding the hand so close to the steering wheel, you know, it's not really working well. And again, why do you have to show this? So for me, I saw this when this came out, by the way. I was not an investor in Tesla back then. It still took me a few years after this for me to invest in Tesla. I saw this and I'm like, yeah, you're holding these hands so close to the steering wheel. When I saw this, here's what I thought. I thought they probably tried this route 100 times, 200 times, maybe 1,000 times. I don't know how many, but a lot of tries, probably. And showing me these, that makes me think it's not working at all. Show me a drive nonstop where you can actually do it, and you can see how it doesn't sort of really fit in the lane properly. I mean, it's nice to see what's possible. But in my mind, I did not think that, okay, yeah, this is actually going to be happening like right now. Full self-driving is here. It is working. No, I mean, not from this video, but this was nice to see, to realize, oh, yeah, we can actually build something that will actually eventually work because, hey, look, if we can make it work. Oh, by the way, see how the hand is now a little bit more relaxed and he's only holding one hand closer to the steering wheel. So this here is like, okay, that's where probably it's working a little bit better. And then the car drives by itself. Now, this part was pretty impressive, but it's a parking lot. So, you know, we probably did it so many times. And probably during one of the tests, probably the car, you know, did something really silly, maybe even bumped into something. There's no way they just took the whole thing in one smooth shot, because also we are changing, we're doing these drone shots, and then we're showing you from the, you know, from inside the car. So that's a big red flag for me personally, if I'm looking at this as an investor or as a person who actually wants to buy the vehicle and think that I'm going to get this kind of uh, now how it parked is pretty impressive. But I would not have thought that I'm going to get this kind of capability in my car. No way. And the beginning of a video starts with the person in the driver's seat is only there for legal reasons. He is not doing anything. The car is driving itself. After watching that video, because you see how close the hand is to the steering wheel. Yeah, you know this statement right here. Look, I really like Tesla. Clearly, they were quite far away from full self-driving back then. But the most important thing is, has Tesla eventually delivered what it showed in the video? Can Tesla vehicles now actually do everything that was demonstrated? Here is a Hallmark's Catalog YouTube channel video. No takeovers. This is a 2-hour drive. 2 hours, 20 minutes. No takeovers. As you can see, there are no hands close to the steering wheel. And this is not a Tesla employee driving. This is a regular person driving in San Francisco. You can take your Tesla to San Francisco and it will work just like this. Now you have to pay full attention, close attention. You don't want to just turn it on and then not look at the road. That's terrible. And right here in Vancouver City, where I live, I can take the Tesla and I turn it on and it works. Now, there are certainly more interventions over here in San Francisco. That's where all the engineers live, so naturally it's going to be better over there. But if it works in San Francisco, eventually it will work everywhere else as well. San Francisco is a very difficult city to navigate. And when you see Omar touching the steering wheel like that, that's because Tesla makes him touch the steering wheel like that. That is not an intervention. So Tesla has delivered on everything that they showed in that video. It's already possible. It's already working to an extent that they demonstrated. I mean, clearly over here, the car can keep a lane much more better than in that video. That video is sort of nerve-wracking to watch. I mean, the car goes a little bit too fast in some moments, and it's very clear that the driver was very nervous in that video. And that's an engineer that knows the system. So, yeah, that was definitely not comfortable to watch. But this, I'm watching, and it's relaxing to watch. It just goes on like this for 2 hours. To create the video, Tesla used 3D mapping on a predetermined route from a house in Menlo Park, California, to Tesla's then headquarters in Palo Alto, a Tesla engineer said. Drivers intervened to take control in test runs, he said. When trying to show the Model X could park itself with no driver, a test car crashed into a fence in Tesla's parking lot, he said. That's exactly what I thought. And the 3D mapping, I would expect Tesla to use every single trick up its sleeves when they show a demonstration for the first time. The intent of the video was not to accurately portray what was possible for customers in 2016, it was to portray what was possible to build into the system. Well done, Tesla. You have showed us what was possible, and now you are doing it better. I mean, it can do this turn better than most humans now. This is from Chuck Cook, and he's one of the beta testers. And our car, Chuck's car, is right here. And it's on FSD. As you can see, the steering wheel is blue. It's going now. It's going. And then there's traffic, so it stops in the middle lane right there. And then it waits for an opening. It waits for an opening. It sees the other cars. It's not going. It's not moving. It's waiting for the opening. Oh, do we have an opening? No, we don't have an opening yet. Do we have an opening now? Do we? I think we do. No? No, we didn't have an opening yet. Now we do, and the car is going. Here you go. Tesla did not show that in the demo. So it's actually better than the demo. So I believe that Tesla eventually delivered everything that it promised in that video. And full self-driving, I personally believe, will be solved. I'm still sticking to sometime before 2030. That's what I'm thinking about. But also, let's take a look at some other innovators. Let's see if they did any demonstrations that maybe, were so-called stage demonstrations. So let's see, who were some of the greatest innovators of our time? Thomas Edison, Steve Jobs. Yeah, I think, let's see if Steve Jobs did any product demonstrations that, were a little bit staged. How Steve Jobs misled a room full of tech media and changed the world. Jobs never lied about the first iPhone, he just told the truth prematurely. Have you ever purposely misled a customer, the public, the media? Steve Jobs did, and he did it to change the world. For example, Knight wrote, the phone could play a section of audio or video, but not an entire clip without crashing. If you send an email, then surf the web, it would work. Do that step in reverse, and it's likely to crash. So if you surf the web first, and then you try to send an email, the phone would crash. Undeterred, Jobs demanded a workaround that would fool the audience. His development team created a golden path, which was basically a step-by-step scripted procedure of features that he could show in a specific order so that the phone wouldn't malfunction. Jobs took the further step of demanding that his programmers rig the iPhone so that it always showed 5 bars of signal strength to demonstrate its wireless capability, even though the actual signal was less than reliable. What do you think? Staging or no staging? But that wasn't all. The iPhone developers still hadn't fixed major issues with the device's memory management, which frequently caused a restart. The workaround was for Jobs to keep a few iPhones on stage and switch from one to another when memory became low. In the end, after 5 days of constant practicing, the 90-minute demonstration went off without a hitch, and Apple would soon make history. It was practically a miracle, according to one Apple engineer at the time. We all know Elon, he pushes the envelope. He pushes it right to the very edge, and sometimes he almost goes over that edge for 20 funding secured. Yeah. So I don't see a problem here in a big way. Some, of course, will be quite unhappy. Now, if you were an investor and you invested based on that, well, I certainly did not, because I did not have enough conviction just by looking at that one single video. I went to see a regular person doing a demo like Omar does on YouTube. And it's not just Omar. You can find hundreds of other people doing the same demos. And you can get a Tesla, get FSD beta, and you can try it for yourself, and you will see how good it is. So I have no problem with Tesla showing that video before. It was just, I thought from day one, they probably tried taking that shot 100 times, 200 times, a lot more than that. And they probably had a lot of hiccups during the whole thing because they don't show you the ride smoothly. And with the number of parameters in AI 10xing basically every year, to me, it's really just a matter of time before full self-driving is solved. I mean, we now have ChatGPT, which sort of, well, to most people, it looks like it came out of nowhere. But if you have been looking at AI, this didn't really come as a surprise. But you can ask it anything, and it will produce good answers that are congruent, and these are unique answers. And I can even ask it to write a rap song about Tesla solving full self-driving and Tesla stock jumping. So let's see what it writes here. Verse 1, Tesla on a mission, full self-driving is the vision, a future where we ride with no human intervention. AI at the wheel, no more traffic congestion, stock prices jumping, investors showing affection. Wow. This is in real time, by the way. This is the first time I asked it to do it, so I had no idea what the response is going to be. Of course, Tesla leading the way, full self-driving here to stay, stock prices soaring, investors spraying, Tesla here to stay. Okay, a little corny, but it's pretty good. And this song has never been written before. This is a unique song. Who would have thought, even just 2 years ago, 3 years ago, that this would be a reality? This ChatGPT thing just snuck up on almost everyone. So full self-driving, I believe, I'm very deeply convinced it's going to be the exact same thing. It's going to be, no one's talking about it, everyone's going to just be giving up on it. And then it's going to be solved. When? Well, my prediction is sometime before 2030. So we'll see. But these are 48 reasons why I only own Tesla stock in my stock portfolio. My name is Matt Post. Just like and subscribe if you haven't yet, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.